As the description clearly says, this is a part two of the animal law session. The previous part has already been done about 3 or 4 months back. The previous part of the animal law session gave you a bit of the glimpse on what exactly happens at the ground level, how the accused end up causing cruelty to the animals, and how the laws are violated, and what exactly happens at the ground level. So after you have seen that, maybe some of you may not have seen that session, but if you have seen that session, after having seen that session, just try and watch this recorded session after that, as you would be required to understand what actually happens at the ground level, because in this session we will be covering all the paperwork, whatever paperwork is required from your end to be presented at the district and sessions court. So this session I have specially kept, in which I'm going to be covering all the documents and all the pointers that you would be requiring while filing your application before the district and the sessions court. So let's quickly go from the beginning. You all are aware of what happens at the ground level of cruelty happening, maybe to one or two animals, or maybe to a large set of animals. Now, after that has happened, of course, there is an FIR. So after an FIR registered, every criminal trial begins after an FIR. Every civil suit may there is in a civil case there is a civil suit. In a criminal trial, the first thing is an FIR. Or if an FIR is not written, then we have a provision also to go before the magistrate and file a complaint. But again, coming back to topic, so there has been an FIR against the accused, and if an FIR has been registered, that means that the animals are either in the custody of the police station, or they may be in the custody of any animal shelter, or maybe they may be custody in your client, whoever you are representing. So either one may have custody of them, because if the FIR has been registered, that means the accused may or may not be in jail, and the animals have been seized. The transported vehicle has been seized, and animals have also been seized. Say, for example, the FIR has been registered on 6 p.m. today, right? So then you have to go to the court next morning at around 10 a.m. because at that point of time, the court ke working hours hai. The court stops functioning at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. right? So it is obvious कि accused को अपनी जो bail application है वो अगले दिन सुबह file करनी होगी. So let us start by you going to the court the next morning, which is the first thing in the morning. It may be possible that the accused is still in jail if you go the next morning at 10 a.m. or it may be possible that he may be out on bail, which is chances are pretty much less. Now, first thing you have to do is the format that I've sent you. I will be sending you the format, whatever I'm discussing in this live. I will be sending you the detailed documents by email. So make sure after this live is over, you drop in your mail IDs in the comments below. And for all those who may be seeing this recorded session at a later point of time, if you require copy of all the contents of all the index of all the documents that are required to be submitted, just drop in your email IDs below, and I will send you the required documents. Okay, so I will be reading out from those required documents. So just understand, just try and pay attention, and you can have these documents later on via email. So at this point of time, you are at the JMIC, Judicial Magistrate. You go to him, you have your application, and you have your wakalatnama. First thing, wakalatnama, which has to be signed by your client. It must have your sign. And second thing is your application, which I've already sent you. And of course the annexures, जो भी आपके annexures होंगे, case laws होंगे. So you just attach these three documents and you just go before the magistrate, जो भी respective आपका magistrate है. Now, various police stations come under one magistrate. So for example, if there is courtroom 5, so courtroom 5 के अंदर there may be 3 or 4 police stations. So वो कौन सा magistrate है, what magistrate, कौन सा judge है, इसकी कोई list नहीं display होती है at the JMIC level. So there's not going to be any list. You just have to inquire either from the police station or just go to the court and go to हर कोर्ट में एक क्वेश्चन Q&A की जगह होती है, तो वहां पे आस्क के देखो सर ये वाला जो पुलिस स्टेशन है ये कौन से कोर्ट के अंदर आता है. Got it? So once you know the judge, you know the courtroom, go to the courtroom and present your application. Say I am representing so and I've come to the court. FIR कल हुई है या आज हुई है, जब भी हुई है, I am coming for the custody of so and so animals. Then the judge will write police report. So then the judge will probably sign it and give that thing back to you and ask for a police report. कि police का इसमें क्या कहना है? What does the police have to say in this thing? keeping in mind one thing, you have applied as a third party applicant. You have applied as a third party applicant, and आपने जो दूसरी पार्टी को रिस्पॉन्डेंट्स बनाया है, वन रिस्पॉन्डेंट इज द अक्यूज्ड, second respondent is the state, and third respondent try to make police also the respondent, which is the SHO of that particular police station. तो आपका respondents तीन होंगे, right? तो judge will say, okay, give me a police report. Then ideally in some it actually depends from state to state. Either the judge may send it through themselves to the police station, and then they will get the report, and when they get the report they will give you next date. Got it? Or quicker thing is they may say, okay, you get a police report, he'll sign it, and then you take that document, quickly try and same day go to the police station and get a report in your favor. Tell the SHO at the police station or the investigating officer. So the thing is called an SHO report on this. So ideally the investigating officer will tell the SHO, and the SHO will make a report. Now what report will SHO give? Report given by SHO will be that who should the animals go to. Now the problem is that most of these so-called people are not as educated as, they are not well aware with the latest laws. So it may be possible that the so-called SHO may not know that the animals cannot go to the accused if there is a cruelty thing. He may not be aware of the care and maintenance rules. Please have a look at the care and maintenance rules, which clearly say that the animals have to be given to an animal welfare organization or the state. So he may or may not be aware of the rules. So just show the rules to him and tell him ke ye sare rules hain, and according to the rules and according to various directions of so and so authorities, you are bound to not give the statement in the favor of the accused. So please make sure you get a statement saying that the animals, he has no objection if the animals are given to the animal welfare organization, which is your client. Clear? यहाँ तक सब कुछ क्लियर है? तो SHO की आपके पास रिपोर्ट आ गई, आपने जो है फिर you have to go to the court, maybe next day, maybe go to the court next day or same day if you are very quick. Go before the judge and show it to him. And then second thing is, again, this is one thing in your favor. If you have the report, you may or may not have the report in your favor. So that's totally, again, facts and circumstances of the case. If you don't have the report, in case if you don't have the report in your favor, ठीक है, don't lose hope. We have such, we have corruption at the lower level. So it may be a result of corruption or lack of awareness to certain laws. ठीक है, one thing may not be in your favor. Second thing is try and get in touch with the public prosecutor. Tell the public prosecutor, that I'm so and so. This is my client. I'm entering this case as a third party applicant, and these are my documents. According to these documents, according to these case laws, tell him all the case laws. He may not know the case laws. See, the public prosecutor has about 15 to 20 cases in a day, which can be of murder, dacoity, hit and run, so many. So he sometimes may or may not pay attention to such cases. Unfortunately, that is the reality, although he should, but it is possible that he may or may not. In some courts, the public prosecutor deals with 30 to 40 cases a day. कहीं कहीं डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में तो दो ही कोर्ट्स होते हैं, और दो कोर्ट्स का भी एक पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर होता है. So that does happen. So that is there. So just make sure you keep in mind that you try and get the public prosecutor in your favor. If that also thing is done, if you have that as well, then I think you've won. If you have these two things in your favor, I think you won 99% of the battle. There is nothing that can stop you from getting the custody, the order in your favor. You will get the order the same day, and you will have that document in hand. Now, in case if both these two people, the police does not support, the PP also does not support, now you have to make that 1% into 100%, which often happens, and it is possible. Mind you, it is possible. And I have personally shown you some examples of that as well. For those of you who may need some examples of such cases where I have personally, or others also have personally done this, please just drop in your mail IDs at the comment with the relevant thing that you require, and I will send it to you. Okay, so that 1% can be converted into 100% by taking the case in your favor. How you will do so? By supporting your case with relevant case laws and the sections. Okay, now you are before the judge. Now the judge may say कि ठीक है, आपकी police report आ गई, PP भी हो गया. Now the accused also has to come. So maybe accused date के एक आध दो date आपको मिल जाए, but this thing will not go beyond a week or two. So this thing maximum has to close. It cannot go on till months because of certain reasons. This will be 100% closed, this whole thing, in a week or 2 weeks max, at max. So maybe next day the accused will come and he will present his case, and then it will be the time for you to present your arguments. When the accused comes, At that point of time, he will present his arguments, and then you will present your arguments. Present your arguments in such a way, showing that you have all the case laws in your favor. All these case laws start with mustaqim, and all the relevant case laws of that particular high court, whichever jurisdiction you belong to. Mind you, you may be a resident domicile of either Tamil Nadu, Kerala, or even Jammu and Kashmir. These rules are applicable pan India, and such gross violations, unfortunately, happen across India. Uh, so that these violations keep having across India. And okay, so now then you present your case, you argue your case, and try and convince the judge on firm points. That should be it. Now, after you presented the case, the judge will pass an order in your case. Okay, so if you have presented your case well, it is possible 110% that you will get the order in your favor. Now, even if this third thing does not go in your favor, you have messed it up for some reason, or some bad thing has happened. Now, in such a situation, I would like to warn you that it may happen that the order against you will come on a Saturday ko after 5 p.m. So, can anybody guess why this is so, not something in your favor? If an order comes against you at 5 p.m. on a Saturday, if anybody can let me know in the comments below till I adjust this lighting, which is not looking so good. Can anybody guess? Just a random guess. Okay, while you're guessing at it, let me tell you the answer to that. So if the order comes against you at 5 o'clock, then of course the accused will go and get the custody. We have a Sunday in between. So then you will not have the time to file for an appeal. Because see, if the order has come against you, you have the right to appeal before the sessions judge. So then the timer starts ticking, and it's a race against time for you to go before the sessions judge and present your particular case before the judge. So in such a situation, things may not be in your favor, but at that point of time you should not lose hope, and make sure you have you just buy time in that situation. You use all those tactics in order to buy time, which is of course outside the court, which again I will try and probably either send a mail or anything. We can have a conversation about that later on. You have to use such tactics in order to buy time, because you need to file your sessions application, and when you file your sessions application, you have to get a stay on the current order. So till you get that stay, you cannot actually breathe. You cannot eat, you cannot sleep, because otherwise you will lose the case. Because till the time you don't go to the sessions court and you get a stay on this order, the present order is applicable. That unfortunately that is the law, that the present order is applicable. If you have filed an application before the sessions, yes, you can use that in your favor, and not and make sure that the custody does not go to the accused, right? So during this application, the custody will be most certainly either with your client or in the police. पहली डेट पे ही आई थिंक जब ये एप्लीकेशन आपकी लगती है, तो यू हैव एन ऑप्शन ऑफ सेइंग किसी पुलिस कस्टडी में ये एनिमल्स हैं, इट्स बेटर यू सेंड एनिमल्स टू द animal welfare organization where they will be taken care of. So that can happen at the first day itself. So it is most certain that they will be in your custody, or it again case to case in the custody of the police. Now, after you have the order in your favor, there is a provision of going to the duty magistrate. It's a Saturday. I'm just trying to give you a solution on this of what you can do. So if it's a Saturday, try and go before the duty magistrate. If you may have seen some movies, you must have seen that एडवोकेट से के मैजिस्ट्रेट के घर जाके ऑर्डर लेके आए हैं. सो व्हाट डू दे डू इन सच सिचुएशन? मैजिस्ट्रेट के घर जाके आपकी बेल करवा दी हमने. If someone is arrested probably at late night and it's Sunday, it's a working day, it's a holiday, so then what do you do in such a case? So then there is a duty magistrate in every district court. Every district court has one duty magistrate जो 26th जनवरी जो 15th अगस्त को भी ड्यूटी पे होता है, और उस पूरे कोर्ट में जो भी अर्जेंट मैटर्स हैं वो उसके पास जा सकते हैं. चाहे तो वो कोर्ट में आ सकता है, चाहे तो आप उसके घर जाके भी वो चीज कर सकते हैं, if he is not come to the court. So if it's a Sunday, you can try and present your application as urgent before the duty magistrate. Revision application against the revision application to the duty magistrate. That thing can happen. So these two things can happen, or you can go before the sessions judge. Now, I will quickly discuss the list of documents that will be required for you to make sure you have them, and then I will just quickly discover some tactics, and then we will close this conversation. So after you have filed an appeal in the sessions, पिछले केस में क्या हुआ था? पिछले में आपने सिर्फ एक डॉक्यूमेंट जज के सामने जाके रख दिया, देखो ये हमारी एप्लीकेशन है, आप इसको ले लो, राइट? बट नाउ, और माइंड यू, ये जो एप्लीकेशन आपने दी थी, इसका जो ऑर्डर है, इस ऑर्डर की सर्टिफाइड कॉपी भी आपको चाहिए होती है. आई फॉरगॉट टू मेंशन, इफ यू हैव टू फाइल एन अपील, यू मस्ट हैव अ सर्टिफाइड कॉपी ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्डर. अब नाउ, अगर आपके सैटरडे को डिसमिस हुई है, या अगर आपको फ्राइडे को भी डिसमिस होती है, इट विल टेक यू अबाउट 3 days टू गेट दैट सर्टिफाइड कॉपी, बिकॉज आपने आपने एक फॉर्म भरना होगा विच इज कॉल्ड अ नकल फॉर्म. एवरी कोर्ट में इस फॉर्म का नाम अलग होता है, विच इज अ फॉर्म टू गेट सर्टिफाइड कॉपी. आई विल ट्राई एंड सेंड यू अ फॉर्म, अ फिल्ड फॉर्म, ताकि आपको भरने में आसानी हो. So after the case has been dismissed, if we are just discussing the possibilities, if the case has been dismissed, what do you do next? Now, first thing for you to do is, again, outside court tactics, which you have to keep in mind. Second thing you have to keep in mind is you file an application for certified copy, which has to be, वो कोर्ट में नहीं होती, वो कहीं नीचे जाके होती है. If you can ask for a दस्ती, अगर आपकी एप्लीकेशन डिसमिस हो जाती है, ट्राई एंड पुश फॉर दस्ती. दस्ती जो ऑर्डर की सर्टिफाइड कॉपी है, मोस्ट केसेस में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है उसको लेने में, तो दैट इज द थिंग दैट हैपेंस. फर्स्ट थिंग यू डू इज फाइल फॉर अ सर्टिफाइड कॉपी, बिकॉज यू विल नीड दैट फॉर द अपील. क्योंकि जब आप अपील करोगे, तो आप किसकी अपील कर रहे हो? द जज विल से, राइट, कि वेयर द हेल इज द ऑर्डर, मतलब फॉर विच ऑर्डर आर यू कमिंग टू मी फॉर, किस ऑर्डर में मैं आपको अपना जवाब दूं. तो आपको उस ऑर्डर की सर्टिफाइड कॉपी चाहिए होगी. फाइल फॉर सर्टिफाइड कॉपी. वन मोर थिंग दैट यू कैन कीप इन माइंड इज, अगर बाई चांस नहीं हो पाती, जो मेरे केस में, कई लोगों के केस में होती है, जस्ट ट्राई एंड हैव अ कैम स्कैनर. कैम स्कैनर से एक, उससे जो भी आपकी ऑपोजिट पार्टी को उसकी कॉपी मिलती है, उसकी आप फोटो ले सको, या जब भी आपको किसी ना किसी बहाने से वो कॉपी मिल जाए, जस्ट मेक श्योर यू टेक अ क्लियर कैम स्कैन कॉपी ऑफ दैट, बिकॉज यू कैन नॉट जस्ट टेक अ फोटोग्राफ ऑफ दैट, आप उसको नहीं यूज कर सकते. सो टेक अ कैम स्कैन कॉपी ऑफ दैट, because that is one of the documents that you will require for submitting before the sessions judge. So have a copy of that, and again, simultaneously file for certified copy also. Correct? With absolutely clear at this point of time. हो सकता है थोड़ा आपको इसमें issue हो. Just try and replay this again, and I'm sure you will be clear. Okay. So at this point of time, yeah, Ritvika is saying because next day is Sunday and it's a holiday. Yes. But irrespective of the fact, you can push for going to the duty magistrate on a Sunday itself if you have all the documents ready with you. So that is there. Now, coming back to a normal day. Now, what will happen next is, last time में आप सिर्फ जो है जज के पास अपनी एप्लीकेशन लेके पहुंच गए थे. Now what you will do is you will have to go through proper filing procedure. इससे जो अब आप करने वाले हो, उसका जो है आपको ecourts.gov.com पे रिकॉर्ड मिलने वाला है. So if you do not know how to check your case status, जो पिछली आपकी एप्लीकेशन थी, उसका केस स्टेटस ऑनलाइन अपडेट नहीं होता, बिकॉज वो एक एप्लीकेशन है. दिस विल बी अ CRR, क्रिमिनल रिविजन पिटिशन. इसका जो है, दिस विल बी अपडेटेड ऑन द ecourts.gov.in. तो इफ यू डू नॉट नो हाउ टू सर्च फॉर अ केस स्टेटस, मेक श्योर यू सी द वीडियो, इट इज अपडेटेड ऑन द चैनल. ओके, नाउ कमिंग बैक टू दिस. सो अब आपने जो है अपील के लिए करना है, अब लिस्ट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स प्रिपेयर करने हैं. नाउ लेट्स क्विकली डिस्कस द लिस्ट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स इन अबाउट 2 to 3 minutes. Let me open my site. So in this, the first page that I will be mailing you, just drop in your mail IDs and I will mail it to you. First page here will have again the index. First thing you can see, memo of parties के नाम, जो भी आपकी opposite party है, उसका नाम, उसका एड्रेस भी लिखने की जरूरत पड़ सकती है आपको. टू criminal revision petition. अब आप criminal revision against the impugned order, आपकी जो एप्लीकेशन है, जो आपकी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं, वो सेकेंड चीज आएगी. जो आप एप्लीकेशन आर्ग्यू कर रहे हो, जिसको आप आर्ग्यू करने वाले हो कोर्ट में, वो आपकी होगी एप्लीकेशन. तीसरी चीज, एप्लीकेशन फॉर एग्जेम्पशन फ्रॉम फाइलिंग सर्टिफाइड कॉपीज. अब अगर किसी वजह से आपको आपके ऑर्डर की सर्टिफाइड कॉपी नहीं मिलती, और आपके पास और बहुत से ऐसे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं जिनकी सर्टिफाइड कॉपी आपके पास नहीं होगी, सो राइट दिस कि भाई मैं पहले एप्लीकेशन लिख रहा हूं फॉर एग्जेम्पशन फ्रॉम फाइलिंग सर्टिफाइड कॉपीज. थर्ड थिंग. फोर्थ थिंग, जो आपका एनेक्शर है, विच इज एन अथॉरिटी लेटर. जिस भी क्लाइंट को आप रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हो, दे मस्ट हैव एन अथॉरिटी लेटर, कि भाई आपका क्लाइंट कोई ना कोई इंडिविजुअली होगा ना, तो उसके पास चिट्ठी होनी चाहिए कि भाई मेरे पास अथॉरिटी है इसको रिप्रेजेंट करने की. एनेक्शर भी कॉपी, अगर उसके, इफ दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज रजिस्टर्ड, जो भी उनके सर्टिफिकेट्स हैं उनकी कॉपी. 6 पॉइंट आता है, एनेक्शर सी कैन बी दी FIR. FIR की कॉपी हैज टू बी देयर मेक श्योर यू हैव अ कॉपी ऑफ द एफआईआर की कॉपी ऑनलाइन कैसे ऑब्टेन करी जाती है, आई विल मेक अ वीडियो प्रोबेबली नेक्स्ट मंथ ऑन दैट, एंड यू कैन जस्ट डाउनलोड द कॉपी ऑनलाइन इटसेल्फ। अदरवाइज पुलिस वाले आईओ या एसएचओ से बात करके रखो, वो आपको व्हाट्सएप भी कर सकते हैं। जस्ट ट्राई एंड बी कूल विद देम, एंड दे डू इट, थोड़ा सा धौंस जमाओ, एंड दे डू सेंड यू द कॉपी, थोड़ा तमीज से। ओके, एनेक्चर डी, कॉपी ऑफ द इम्प्यून्ड ऑर्डर। इम्प्यून्ड ऑर्डर जो नीचे जेएमआईसी ने आपको डिसमिस किया आपकी एप्लीकेशन, दैट इज द इम्प्यून्ड ऑर्डर, यू हैव टू हैव अ कॉपी ऑफ दैट। Either it's a certified copy, or if you can you can attach a cam scanned copy of that as well. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं। आपके और annexures हो गए जो आपके AWBI की लेटर्स हैं। AWBI ने कई लेटर्स जारी किए हैं जिसमें जो है उन्होंने क्लियरली कहा है कि such cases gross violations happen across India where animals are transported illegally and lot of issues happen. आपके केस में हो सकता है आप किसी 2-3 एनिमल्स की कस्टडी के लिए लड़ रहे हो, या आप बहुत सारे एनिमल्स की कस्टडी के लिए लड़ रहे हो। सो ये दो अलग अलग चीजें हैं। स्पेसिफिकली मैं ये बात कर रहा हूँ कि अगर आपका ऐसा कुछ होता है। एंड लास्टली आपका वकालतनामा हैज टू बी साइन। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज आपके एंड में नाम लिखा है एप्लीकेंट थ्रू एडवोकेट, इसमें आपका साइन आ जाएगा। अब आपको एक अपना एफिडेविट भी लगाना है। एफिडेविट मतलब कि आपके पास वकालतनामा तो है, आपको अपने क्लाइंट से एक और एफिडेविट लेना है जिसमें आपका क्लाइंट ये चीज कह रहा है कि ऑल द पॉइंट्स दैट आई एम सेइंग इन द एप्लीकेशन दे आर ट्रू एंड दे आर बेस्ट टू माय नॉलेज, उसका बेसिकली एफिडेविट बनता है। तो चाहे तो आप एक और एफिडेविट लगा लो। ये एफिडेविट जो है वो एक ओथ कमिश्नर से ठप्पा लगेगा उसका उस पर। तो मेक श्योर इस काम में आप इस काम को 3 बजे से पहले कराओ, बिकॉज यूजुअली जो ओथ कमिश्नर है वो 3 बजे निकल लेता है अपने अपने घर के लिए वगैरह वगैरह सब। तो मोस्ट कोर्ट्स में 3 या 3:30 बजे ओथ कमिश्नर उठ जाता है, विच इज ऑल्सो लाइक एन एडवोकेट। जैसे एक नोटरी होता है वैसे एक ओथ कमिश्नर होता है। बेसिकली ओथ कमिश्नर इज समवन दैट कि जो आपका एफिडेविट है वो आपने ओथ कमिश्नर के आगे साइन किया आके। तो बस ओथ कमिश्नर का काम ये होता है देखना कि हाँ भाई ये एडवोकेट है, ये क्लाइंट है, इनने मेरे सामने आके साइन कर दिया है। So this is the client, this is the advocate, and they have signed before me. So that is the duty of the oath commissioner to make sure you do that. In the client has to sign in his register, जो oath commissioner के पास होता है, and after and also on the affidavit, उस पे आप साइन करोगे वो उस पे ठप्पा लगा देगा। अब या तो आप एक अलग से एफिडेविट दे दो उसका, या फिर अपनी एप्लीकेशन के लास्ट में, इफ यू सी व्हाट आई यूजुअली डू, अपनी एप्लीकेशन के लास्ट में एक वेरिफिकेशन लिख दो, प्रेयर के नीचे ही अपनी वेरिफिकेशन वेरीफाइड सो एंड सो। तो उसी में आप अपना वेरिफिकेशन में आपका क्लाइंट साइन कर देगा। इसको भी चाहे आप यूज कर सकते हो। तो वो चीज है। ओके, तो आपको उसकी कॉपी मिल जाएगी। मैं यूजुअली एफिडेविट अलग से लगाता हूँ, कभी जल्दी होती है तो सिर्फ वेरिफिकेशन नीचे लिख के वही ओथ कमिश्नर से साइन और क्लाइंट के साइन ले लेता हूँ। सो जस्ट हैव अ लुक एट द एप्लीकेशन, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड। And I think that's it. I think that's the most important point, exemption and all. Okay, one more important thing to mention is आपकी जो stay की application होगी उसमें you have to mention your arguments have to start with the stay on the previous application, because if you do not do that on the first date itself, it totally nullifies the purpose of you coming to the court, because then the accused will get custody of the animals and this whole process is going to be gone, because you are trying to tell to the court that what has happened in the lower court is unfair. The magistrate and the court has not has ignored the law. The court has not ignored the law. The court has ignored the law and has not paid attention to certain regulations which I am trying to bring before the sessions court. Right? तो ये सारे points आपको रखने हैं। तो इसलिए इन सारे points को माइंड में रख के your application has to be stay application आपकी होनी चाहिए। अब या तो आप एक अलग से एक पेज की एप्लीकेशन साथ में लगा दो इसकी और अपनी इंडेक्स में उसको ऐड कर दो एप्लीकेशन फॉर स्टे, या फिर जो है आप इसे ना अपनी इंटरिम प्रेयर में लगा दो। अपनी एप्लीकेशन आपकी खत्म हो गई, प्रेयर खत्म हो गई, प्रेयर के नीचे इफ यू सी आई हैव मेंशन्ड एन इंटरिम प्रेयर व्हिच सेज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट रिवीजन आई एम फाइलिंग दिस एप्लीकेशन, केस ये है, सर्टिफाइड कॉपी अटैच्ड ये, आप प्लीज इसमें स्टे कर दो और पास ऑन एनी नेसेसरी ऑर्डर्स ऑन द फर्स्ट डेट सेल्फ। तो उसको पढ़ के शायद आपको पहली डेट पे एक स्टे मिल जाएगा, which is something which is good in your favor. So that is there. डॉक्यूमेंट्स कंप्लीट हो गए सारे। अब वापस आते हैं आपकी उसमें डॉक्यूमेंट सारे अपने एक बार इकट्ठे कर लिए, अपना ओथ कमिश्नर का स्टैंप लगवा लिया, सब कुछ करा लिया। सो ये सब करने के बाद जो है आपको जाना है अपनी इंस्टीट्यूशनल ब्रांच में जहां पे आपने एप्लीकेशन देनी है, बिकॉज जहां पे आप एप्लीकेशन दोगे वहां वो आपको एक नंबर देंगे कि आपकी एप्लीकेशन अब रजिस्टर हो चुकी है, ये वहां से ऊपर जज के पास जाएगी। तो आपको अपनी एप्लीकेशन का एक नंबर दे देंगे CRR 120/2020, उसमें आपका एक CRR होगा, आपका एक नंबर होगा स्लैश जो भी साल होगा। तो दैट वेज, तो लेट मी जस्ट क्विकली सी माय सेल्फ आल्सो। ओके, सो आपकी जो एप्लीकेशन नंबर आपको वहां से मिल जाएगा। आपने एक बार अपनी फाइल अच्छे से बना के वहां जमा कर दी ब्रांच में, वो आपको एक नंबर दे देंगे, CRR आपका नंबर आपके पास है। और अगर आप इसको 1 या 1:30 बजे से पहले करते हो तो आपका सेम डे ही आपका नंबर आ जाएगा। आई थिंक 3 से पहले करते हो, हाँ 3 पीएम। इट टाइम डिपेंड्स फ्रॉम कोर्ट टू कोर्ट। इफ यू सबमिट दिस थिंग बिफोर 3 पीएम, आपका सेम डे योर एप्लीकेशन विल बी हर्ड। इफ यू डिले तो मे बी नेक्स्ट डे अराउंड 10 AM। क्लियर है? एप्लीकेशन जमा हो गई, आपको मिल गया अपना स्टेटस, आप ऑनलाइन चेक कर सकते हो। कैसे करते हैं उसकी वीडियो है। नाउ आफ्टर दैट हैज बीन डन, व्हाट यू डू नेक्स्ट इज then you come for the arguments the next day। आप next day arguments के लिए आओगे। push for stay, again same process। इस सिचुएशन में पुलिस को तो आपको कोई सपोर्ट मिलेगा नहीं, बट ट्राई एंड हैव द पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर इन योर फेवर। आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दिस, आई एम जस्ट अज्यूमिंग द फैक्ट दैट द स्टेट may not support you। I'm not saying it may not will, but it may happen if all these things, because it is my duty to tell you the various situations that can happen। So if it does not happen, then do this। So next day again you go to the court and try and have the state in your favor। Again do the same thing, talk to the state, जो भी authorized PP साहब होंगे, just talk to them and just tell them that this is my case। Try and if you can, when judge asks you, try and say कि the custody, we are the right seekers of the, हमें custody की मिलनी चाहिए। So that's all। Clear है यहाँ तक? Now till here, if anyone has any doubts, please make sure you mention in the comments below। If you can just mention in the chat here if you have any doubts। So till here everything is pretty much sorted। आपने एप्लीकेशन लगा दी, स्टेट का सपोर्ट हो गया तो आपको स्टे तो बड़े आराम से मिल जाएगा सेम डे। नहीं भी हुआ, have the laws in your favor। The law does support the animals। We have strong laws against the animals, and it will the judge is most likely to give you a stay on the particular date। Push for stay on the first date itself। Okay, and again stay आपको मिल जाता है, then you have actually won 90% of the case। Now in this situation you have the case in your favor। Now अगली 1-2 डेट में अगर आप कुछ हल्का सा now you can actually relax, because from the time your application was dismissed till this point of time you could not relax, you cannot breathe properly, you cannot, because it is something that has been done which is unfair। The law has been ignored, and the person who's going to be suffer is going to be your client, and who's going to have a bad name? You, because you did not do the things as per law and you were unable to get an order in your client's favor। Okay, that is there। Now okay, moving ahead, what happens next? Okay, so now then you argue the case। जो भी केस होगा आपके केस लॉज होंगे, अगर कोई एडिशनल केस लॉज हो गए तो आप वो जज के सामने दे सकते हो। बाकी आपकी एप्लीकेशन में सारे केस लॉज मेंशन होते होते हैं। Try and keep this thing in mind when you're arguing। just don't read पट 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 करके आप पढ़ दो, वो मत करना। just make a small chit with you and just keep your points कि भाई मुझे पहले पॉइंट में अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करना है, दूसरे पॉइंट में मुझे ये बताना है कि ये सब कुछ हुआ है, तीसरे पॉइंट में मैं बताऊंगा कि भाई कैसा सब what all things are wrong, these things are happening wrong, and that ways। so just try and do these things in this particular way। Okay, what else? Then of course most likely you will have the order in your favor, and by chance if your application is dismissed, by 1% chance, although it will not be, if you have presented all the facts, if you fight your case in a proper way, it will not be dismissed। so just keep that in mind। and if for some reason now if it is dismissed here, then again same process, you have to appear, you have to approach the high court of your state। so that is there। so I think let's keep this live session till the sessions court itself। also I would like to inform you that a lot of case laws that I have shared, so those case laws, some of them have been or have got an order from the Supreme Court। so this means that the judicial magistrate, he was wrong, the sessions court, they were wrong, even the high court was wrong, but Supreme Court followed the law and they gave the judgment in the favor of the animals, right? so don't think that if my application has been dismissed at this level, I cannot approach, or then they right, have confidence in yourself and have confidence in the law, because the law is in the favor of the animals, and the law clearly says that in cases of cruelty, the animals shall not be handed over to the accused। if you see cruelty happening at a small level, just make sure one or two, if you see someone who's an illegal breeder and he's breeding dogs, just make sure you get an FIR। after the FIR is done, same process, custody of the animals either to the state or to animal welfare organization, or also there is a provision under the care and maintenance rules that you can legally adopt an animal also। so that thing is also there। again, any doubts with respect to this, just make sure you leave a comment and I will try and answer that। so with this, I have actually told you step one till the end. Okay, what all things are going to happen, and just keep certain things in mind. You might face difficulties in getting the certified copies. That is one thing, and also you may have difficulties in making sure that you follow, आपका जो केस है वो टाइम से जज साहब के सामने आ जाए. So you will have issues in facing these particular points. But again, never lose hope and make sure that you do ample amount of research and you have your case laws there with you. So with this, I would like to open the floor for any questions that you might have for about 2 minutes. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if not, I think we can end this video. I think it's a short and simple and crisp one. And we can end this by 33 at the 33 minute. So if you have any questions, feel free to answer. I've tried to clear all the points. Whatever points I mentioned, I will be sending you an application of that. The application is the revision application. So that will have all the index and all those details. What you just have to do is you just have to, after this video is uploaded, just make sure you just write your mail IDs on which it has to be sent, and I will make sure and I will send it to you. In case if you're seeing this recorded video at a later point of time, maybe after 1, 2, or maybe 6 months, still you can just mention your email ID and I will forward the application to you. If you have any further doubts, make sure to leave your doubts in the comments and I will of course most certainly reply to your comments as well.